Welcome to Auto PV. Our AutoCAD plugin is designed to optimize the design process for residential and small commercial projects. If you would like to follow along, feel free to download the drawing file in the description below. Thank you. Let's continue with the PVBound command. So for the PVBound command, we're going to be just utilizing our boundary layer and the command PVBound. No blocks are needed for this command. And this is basically setting the boundary for your solar panels. Another way of looking at this is a way to set in your fire clearance for the walkways that are required on some projects. So we're going to put PVBound. We're going to select a closed polyline. So I'm going to select the roof plane. It's automatically going to put an 18-inch offset for each line around the roof plane. And the first question that it's going to ask you is to select the sides that you want with a 36-inch offset. So if you wanted 36 inches on the ridge and one side, you would select those and then hit enter. Next, it's going to ask you which sides do you want with the 0-inch offset. So if you don't want a fire clearance on the eave, for example, which is very common, you'd select that roof line and then hit enter. And you'll see it generates the boundary for your solar panels. This is going to be 18 inches on the side here, and then 3 feet, on the ridge, as well as this side over here. And you can do the same process, just basically repeat the same process for other roofs. So PVBound, select the roof plane. You want 36 inches from the ridge, you hit enter. 0 on the eave, you hit enter. If you're going to put panels on this roof, you can click on that. If you don't want any roofs at 36 inches, any roof lines with 36-inch offset, you can just hit enter and not select anything. Then it's going to just switch over to which ones do you want with the 0-inch offset. Click on that roof line and then hit enter again. Repeat the process again for this roof. This time I will just put those two at 36, then I'll just leave this one at 18, and then you'll see I'll just construct a boundary here. These aren't actual fire clearance, guidelines. You would always want to make sure that you follow whatever is code compliant to the jurisdiction that you're in. Just showing you the different options that you have. So this here gives us 18 inches between here and here. You have 3 feet. Here and here you have 3 feet, and so on. So yeah, and those are the basic roof shape. Now we'll go to a little bit more complicated roof shape that you might see on most homes. So we're gonna start off with the lower roof here. PVBound command. Select the closed polyline. Select the lines for 36 inches. So we're gonna do 36 inches from the ridge lines, and then 18 inches. Let's just say we're gonna put panels here, so we want to put 18-inch clearance here. 18 here is fine. And let's say we're not putting anything there, nothing there, and then we don't want a clearance here on the bottom, so those will be set to 0. And then we repeat the command for the adjacent roof. So we're going to keep this one at 18 is fine. Maybe put 36 inch here, and then these can all be 0. You can select multiple at the same time too. That way you don't have to try and click every single line. It's not going to select any other roof line, so it's only looking for the guidelines. And then we just hit enter, and then now we have 36 inches on the ridge and then 36 inches between these two roofs here. Let's just do this small roof here as well. And we're going to do just 0 and 0. But now we just have an 18-inch clearance or 36-inch walkway between these two roofs. And again, same thing. The orientation of the roof doesn't matter. We can repeat the command. The house doesn't have to be perfectly square. We're just going to go ahead and basically do the same thing. Let's select multiple lines here. That way you guys just get an idea of the different shapes that it can have. So let's say you had a 36-inch walkway all the way up to this ridge point coming from this corner. You can show that. On this side here, let's just say you wanted to keep just an 18-inch clearance around everything. You can do that. Just hit enter twice, and you're not selecting any lines for 36, no lines for a 0-inch. So just going to leave an 18-inch border around that roof. Again, those aren't common practices for design, just trying to show you different examples. When it comes to commercial roofs, this is where the tool is not really set for that currently. So you would just use like your standard offset command, depending on the fire clearance guidelines in your local AHJ. You can just do a standard 48-inch offset that puts a 48-inch border around the entire roof. And then you just want to make sure you just use like match properties or something to get it to the right layer for design wise for the rest of the commands that we have in later tutorials. And again, we can repeat the same thing. Just use the offset command, 48 inches. We're just gonna do multiple at the same time. So let's just say we had all these roofs. These are all different roof sections. So for the small commercial, you would probably still use standard CAD practices by utilizing the offset command and picking your distance. But for the other residential roof planes, you can use the PVBound command to generate your boundary and your fire clearance walkway. Thank you for watching. If you would like to purchase our product, feel free to go to our website. It's linked in the description below. If you would like to leave a comment or provide any feedback, you can do that below or directly on our website. Thank you for your support, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.